Hello everyone, we are from Group 4 from RSPC class and we're here. We're gonna talk about our poster and it's called With Us. My name is Dinda Rahma Tiara and my study number is 17134244026. And my friends, let's get started.
The public budgeting system is a framework used by the government to plan, manage, and oversee the use of financial resources from taxes, fees, grants, and loans. Its goal is to allocate resources efficiently to meet the needs of the community and achieve government objectives. 1. Budget planning is the initial process where the government identifies goals, issues, and community aspirations, then sets priorities and allocates resources for programs and projects. 2. Revenue refers to financial resources collected through taxes, fees, grants, and loans, which must be gathered according to applicable laws and regulations. 3. Resource allocation involves distributing to collect revenue to various programs and projects based on planning priorities while considering the benefits of each allocation. 4. Implementation includes carrying out the planned programs and projects, managing expense, and carefully reporting to ensure that funds are used correctly. 5. Evaluation and oversight is the process of assessing the effective and efficiency of programs, ensuring that resources are used according to the budget plan. 6. Accountability and transparency require the government to be responsible to the public for how the budget is used, providing clear and accurate information about managing financial resources. And the public budgeting system needs to be responsive to change, adjusting priorities and resource allocation based on evolving social, economic, and political conditions.
So, I will explain about public sector budgeting system, which includes 1. Planning. So, planning is defining the goals, issues, and aspiration of the community, as well as setting priorities for programs and projects. 2. Revenue collection, as through taxes, fees, grants, and loans. 3. Resource allocation, so distributing resources to various programs and projects based on priorities. 3. Implementation, so managing expenditures and reporting to ensure funds are used as planned. 5. Evaluation and monitoring, so assessing the effectiveness and efficiency of the funded programs and projects. 6. Accountability and transparency, so providing clear and accurate information while being accountable to the public. And last, responsiveness to change. So public sector budgeting can prioritize resource allocation based on the evolving needs of the community.
Regulation of public sector budgeting system. Relevant regulations in the public sector budgeting system include rules and policies that govern budgeting processes, management, and financial reporting within the public sector. These regulations play an important role in maintaining transparency, accountability, and efficiency in financial management and government performance. Below in a detailed explanation of some regulations generally applied in the public sector budgeting system. First, laws on state finance. Laws on state revenue and expenditure, regulation on financial accounting, budget guidelines, public procurement regulation, laws on transparency and access to information, regulation on levies and taxes, regulation on financial supervision and auditing, regulation on investment and debt, and the last one is financial risk management guidelines. The tenets of regulation in public budgeting. These regulations are essential for efficiently and transparently managing public sector system. They help maintain financial integrity, prevent the misuse of public funds, and ensure that resources are used to meet public needs and achieve government goals. Public budget regulation in Indonesia. In Indonesia, public budgeting is governed by various laws and regulations covering planning, revenue collection, expenditure allocation, reporting, and financial oversight. Some of the key regulations the government public budget in Indonesia include Law Number 19 of 2003 on State Budget (APBN), Law Number 7 of 2021 on Harmonization of Tax Regulation, Law Number 1 of 2004 concerning State Treasury, Presidential Regulation Number 12 2021 concerning amendments to Presidential Regulation Number 16 2018 concerning the procurement of government goods service. Next is Government Regulation Number 71 2010 concerning government accounting standard. Next is Government Regulation Number 12 of 2019 concerning regulation financial management. Minister of Financial Regulation Number 217 2022 concerning the central government's accounting system and financial reporting. The next is Minister of Finance Regulation Number 62 2023 concerning budget planning, budget implementation, and financial reporting. Next, Minister of Finance Regulation Number 113 PMK 5 2012 concerning domestic business travel for state official, state employees, and non-permanent employees. And the last one is Audit Board Regulation Number 3 of 2022 concerning the audit of state finance by auditor on and or external expert from the Supreme Audit Agency or public accountants based on legal provisions.
So, we're gonna talk about the public sector budgeting techniques in Indonesia. This includes several key steps. Number 1 is budget preparation. Government Work Plan or RKP outlines programs and activities for the state revenue and expenditure budget or APBN and regional revenue and expenditure budget or APBD. Income determination and expenditure allocation. 4 is estimating revenue and planning expenditures. And draft legislation on the budget is to preparing the legal framework for the budget. Number 2 is budget execution. Program implementation is to carrying out the approved programs. Procurement is for acquiring necessaries, goods and services. Monitoring to ensuring expenditures align with the planned budget. Number 3 is to financial reporting. Financial reports is to preparing reports to reflect budget performance. Audits to conducted by the Audit Board of Indonesia or BPK to ensure compliance. Number 4 is evaluation and improvement. Program evaluation is to assessing the effectiveness of the programs for future improvements. Number 5, oversight. Legislative oversight is to involving legislative bodies in the review and approval of the budgets. Audit oversight, that is BPK audits, ensure accountability. Number 6 is use of information technology. Budget Information System or AIS is for utilizing technology for effective budget management. And next, we're gonna talk about APBN and APBD. APBN is the state revenue and expenditure budget, which includes tax revenue, non-tax revenue, and grants, as well as expenditures for the central governments and transfer to local governments. APBD, the regional revenue and expenditure budget, comprising local tax revenue and balancing funds from the central governments, as well as expenditures for operational costs and regional development.
The issue that we found is in the first half of 2012, the Supreme Audit Agency or BPK found 13,105 cases of financial report irregularities across various ministries, state institutions, local governments, and state-owned enterprises or BUMN, resulting in state losses amounting to 12.48 trillion rupiah. Significant cases included the electronic ID card or KTP, procurement, BUMN projects, and the misuse of travel budget funds.
Now I will be explaining the solutions to the issue. First is not yet implemented, which is 1. Stricter enforcement against officials involved, including contractors who fail to comply with regulations. This proposes legal actions, administrative sanctions, and penalties for officials and contractors involved in fraudulent activities. Second is establish of independent audit units. This suggests creating audit units with ministers to monitor financial activities, conduct regular audits and reports finding to the independent authorities, like the Audit Board of Indonesia or we call BPK. Now we're going to the currently being implemented. First is the involvement in the KTP electronic procurement mechanism and replacement of the winning consortium. This focuses on revising procurement practices for electronic ID cards to ensure transparency, competitive bidding, and better contractor compliance. Second is implementation of the BPK's recommendations regarding financial management issues and embezzlement. Ministries are working on enhancing financial management, strengthening internal controls, and addressing non-compliant practices in state-owned enterprises. Next is to be implemented. First is to reform of the accounting system so that travel expenses have a dedicated budget line for better oversight. This advocates for clearer oversight by creating a dedicated line item for travel expenses, making tracking and auditing more transparent. Second is review and update of procurement regulations to ensure more accurate price setting based on market surveys. This proposed revised regulation for market surveys, contractor negotiation, and selection process to prevent overpricing and enhance transparency.